Okay, classes, welcome to English 1301. My name is Lawrence Welsh, or Mr. Welsh, or Larry Welsh, and I'm your English professor this semester. And I want to welcome you to English 1301. The first thing I want to talk about is some of the things that I've posted so far over Blackboard for you. Class, I posted this, and once again, this is the syllabus, part 2, the official course description, and it talks about, once again, what we're going to be doing this semester. So make sure and go over that, excuse me, and read that and digest that. And then, class, I've sent you several memos already that talk about being familiar with Blackboard. Once again, how to use Blackboard this semester, etc., etc. So please look over those announcements and read them carefully, if you would please. They've all talked about what is happening this semester, class, in regards to two memos that I've sent you like this, announcements that once again talk about how we're going to proceed this semester. Everything is posted to Blackboard, and once again, including your calendar, which we're going to talk about in a minute here, etc., etc. So that's where we are, talking about how we're going to proceed this semester, talking about the major lectures this semester. Class are going to be posted to Blackboard, so you can watch those 24 hours a day. My online classes, that's how you'll be doing that. For my offline classes, too, in-person classes, that's how you're going to do that also. In addition, for the in-person classes, of course, we'll be meeting one-on-one in class. So, and then it gives us a refresher here of how to use Blackboard, etc., etc. And remember, that's how, excuse me, class, you will turn in your work. And we're going to talk about that now, etc., etc. So, class, one of the things I want to go over is the syllabus. I've got, once again, the syllabus here for my sections 20754, 20756, and 20758. And once again, this has been given to you. This is the course policies and calendar. What I would suggest is, once again, if you wish, is print this out and have this for you so you can access it every single day of the week. And then class, for my sections 21419 and 21441, also you receive the course policies and calendar for this class. So I'd like to go over that in regards to this class. Once again, it has here on the top of the syllabus that this is certainly the spring 2023. We are at El Paso Community College, and once again, this is English 1301. This is expository English writing, composition writing, college level, once again, university level writing, and I certainly teach it, and according to that. My name is Lawrence Welsh, it says here, class. I'm a longtime full professor of English, a tenured professor of English at the community college. My office at the college is in the A building, A1208, and then I have some, once again, office hours here that you can read and certainly digest and look at. Class, then it gets in here to the text and materials. Our major text in here, and I want to talk about that, is Richard Bullock and Maureen Goggin Daly, the Norton Field Guide to Writing with Readings. It's the 6th edition, New York, Norton Publishers, 2022. So that will be our text, class. You're only responsible for the readings that are put on our calendar, on the course policies and calendar, out of that textbook. Okay, in addition to that textbook, I'm going to be once again posting a lot of PDFs that are also on the course policies and calendar, class, that once again illuminate this material. And these are readings and exercises from my own files that really help illuminate and give us an overview and an in-depth look on the types of writing that we'll be doing this semester. So more about that in a minute. Class, we also have this other book. Let me step back for a minute. So class, once again, when you see the readings from the Norton Field Guide to Writing on here, read those and digest those. Now, how you get those, if you have the book online or a virtual copy, that's fine. If you get a copy from the library and read those readings, fine. If you get it from a friend, that's fine. If you have the book, that's fine. However you do it, once again, I just want to make sure that once again you have that material, but how you get it, once again, is up to you. But those books are for sale. It is in the bookstore. You can get them online, through booksellers, all sorts of things. Class, now I'm really fluid on this next book, Diana Hacker, Writer's Reference, MLA, once again, update with Writing About Literature, the 10th edition. And that again, once again, class, is Bedford St. Martin's Press, and it's 2021. Okay. So now, but for my class, I'll let you use a older edition. There's a lot of editions of this book because we're going to use it as a reference guide. You're going to use it as a reference guide. So class, say once again that you're having some issues with how to use the comma, 20 pages in there. Say you're having some problems with tense switches, 10 pages in there. Say you're having some problems with run-on sentences, 15 pages in there. Say you're having problems with fragments, within sentences. It's covered there. Everything is covered in there, but it's going to be for your own edification, class. So once again, if you use an old version, that's fine. If you take English 1302, you will have to have, once again, the current version of that book. But once again, that's a reference for you. Then class, it says here, I've listed a couple of dictionaries. The American Heritage Dictionary or the Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Class, those are old school paper dictionaries. I won't check that. But if you don't have a good dictionary, buy one and use it. And class, I'm also like you, or some of you, I also use this. Class, this is a iPhone 6000. It's the only one in the world that exists, and I own it. The iPhone 6000. It does everything for me. It can cook my meals. It can do everything. Drive me to school. It can do everything, class. But in my iPhone 6000X, with this class, I also can look up words, which I'm sure you do too, and you engage it. But I want you to have a dictionary. Excuse me. If you don't have a good one too, I still use dictionaries at home. I have English dictionaries, and I also have Spanish English dictionaries that will help me. And I'll also look up Spanish words on, even though this isn't a Spanish class, there are words in the Spanish language that I'm continually, once again, looking up. So there's that. Then it says under here, supplemental handouts from your professor. You're going to get those all semester long. They are going to be posted to class, they're going to be posted to under the handouts tab once again on Blackboard. And they will correspond to what we're doing in the class. And then we might as well show you those right now. So far, class, I've given you two that I want you to digest and read and study. The first one, class, that I've sent you is the introduction, the call to write. And this talks as an overview of what we're going to be doing this semester. It talks about the call to write, which we're calling you to. This is the overall aspect, introductory handout, PDF that I want you to read and digest. And it talks about the type of writing we're going to do this semester. It talks about the importance of the writing that we're doing. And then it talks about the grandness of being, called to write. And what I'm going to help you with this semester, class, once again, is cleaning it up. And once again, trying to get to that place where we're doing college level writing, university level writing. So we clean up what we need to clean up in English 1301, hopefully. And then we can move on from there, class. So read this, digest this. I gave it to you recently. That's what's going to take us into this week. Then, class, also what I have given you is this. Memoirs Recalling Personal Experience. So this is another PDF. And so the first essay you're going to start working on this semester that will take it one step at a time is the memoir. Okay. Last week we took care of getting you the course policies. We took care of the calendar. We took care of the syllabus. We took care of these introductory reading assignments that you're doing now. This week coming up, this is what you're going to be diving into. And I'll be helping with you with this one step at a time. Memoirs Recalling Personal Experience. So read this, and as you're reading this, you can start thinking about, I'm going to have to write a memoir. We're not there yet, but what I'm giving you is examples in how to approach a memoir, which is where you get to write about you. Once again, class, and there's nothing better than, once again, the discovery and the aspects of digging in, once again, and writing about, writing about yourself. Okay, excellent. So that's where we are. And then it says, class, a virtual folder in which to submit your work is required, and then frequent photocopies of your essay. So now, all of my students, no matter how it works, I'll tell you right now, when you go to turn in your portfolios, which we'll talk about the due dates coming up. I have a lot of work to do with you before that. But every essay is going to be workshopped or gone over in the Writing Center. Okay. So if it's an online class, you'll be doing virtually. If you're at El Paso Community College in class, you'll be able to go in person to the Writing Center. Because when you go to turn in it says here, submit your work, a virtual folder, it's going to be as simple as this. I don't want to get too far ahead of us, but every essay you turn in this semester, you'll turn in a first draft, you'll turn in a final draft, and you'll turn in a Writing Center verification, letting me know that you went to the Writing Center. 3 items, that's it. You're going to send them to me through Blackboard messages, once again, with your name. Through Blackboard at messages, 3 items. You can send them separately, together. But separately in one sentence. Mr. Wells, mark it first draft, mark it final draft, mark it Writing Center verification. And then when the time comes, I'll sit down and I'll grade your portfolios one at a time, giving everyone, once again, the absolute best that I can give them, and class, each of you. And the other thing is, I'm going to actually grade your work. Once again, every year, sometimes I never judge it, but I'll have students tell me, Mr. Welsh, occasionally in high school, I didn't get much feedback. Not everyone, from my teachers, or they put a grade on the essay and it wasn't justified, and I never knew what was going on. My job as a college professor is to grade your essay intensely and catch everything intensely, right? Because that's what my professors did to me. Otherwise, you'd say, oh, Mr. Welsh is an all right professor. He just put grades on my essay. You got to know where you stand in college as a writer. I'll hit everything to help you. So that brings up the thing. If you want to get a professor who's just going to put grades on your essays and actually not grade them, or send back essays where it says A, and you have no idea why you have an A, might be a good time to drop my class and go take that professor. Okay? I'm going to hit everything. I have to. Because that's what my professors did for me. All right? They changed my life at my community college. And then they changed my life again at my university. I went to El Camino in LA. Because I'm a native Angeleno. All right? A native of Los Angeles, for better or worse. My community college was El Camino, that I was 23 years old when I started. Okay. Then my university was California State University at Long Beach. My graduate school was the University of Texas at El Paso. So, once again, those professors helped me. So I have to do that for you. So remember, that's how you're going to submit your work. Through Blackboard, 3 documents. First draft, final draft, writing center verification. And the final draft, I'll help you with that, is only going to be, it's going to look one way. Through the Modern Language Association way of submitting a college level, university level essay, it's going to look exactly like that. Which, if you were handed in old school through paper or formatted it virtually, it's going to, no matter what, it's going to look exactly like a college essay did 50 to 100 years ago. Okay? That's how professional it's going to look. I'm going to help you with that. That's my job, is to get you in a place where proper indents, proper spacing, proper 12-point type, proper title, proper names and salutations and up on the top. I'm going to help you with all of that. All right? It's part of the college experience class. It tells us this course must be passed with a grade of C or better before it can be used as a prerequisite to a higher level English course. Then it talks about my attendance. I already went over that for my in-class classes. My online classes, once again, that's up to you. Class, is very important that we talk now about the deadline for getting work in. Class, it's simple as this. Deadlines, late work is not acceptable and will be penalized 1 letter grade for each day it is late. Your writing is an important part of the text of this class. So, your drafts and final essays must be completed on time at the beginning of the class. They are due. So, the day that an essay is due, you'll send me through Blackboard messages. First draft, final draft, writing center verification. And then I'll go through it, right? I'll go through it. For each student I have this semester, I keep these ledger sheets, and every single move you make, I will note it. I do it old school for each student, for each essay. When you send me something, I note it on the ledger. I have your name. I have your ID number. I have exactly what you sent me, and I note it. Okay? If you need to make revisions, I note that. If you write back to me, I note that. If Once again, I write to you. I note that. Everything is on ledgers. And every student I deal with individually on these letters, and I take detailed notes, once again, with pen and paper. Old school. Sometimes with a variety of pens, a variety of inks and fountain pens. But that's my trip, because once again, for better or for worse, I'm a writer, and I've got to take notes on everything. I'm a writer and an ex-journalist, newspaper reporter in Los Angeles. It's all about the writing. I'm here to help you with that. So, late work is not acceptable and will be penalized 1 letter grade for each day that is late. So, say for example, class, that you have a essay that is due, or an essay that is due on a Monday, and you turn it in on a Tuesday. So on Monday, it's an A, and then I have to grade it. On Tuesday, it's a B. On Wednesday, it's a C. On Thursday, it's a D. Friday, it's an F. And once again, I use each single day of the week. All right, each single day of the week. So get your work in on time so it doesn't have to be penalized. Class. And then as we turn the page on the syllabus, it says all papers must be typed. So when you go to turn in a paper, it's typed, double spaced, with proper 1-inch margins and spacing between paragraphs. I'm going to help you with that. Use a 12-point standard typeface, Courier or Times Roman or New Times Roman. Those are the typefaces that I accept, nothing else. Okay? That's why, because I'm trying to help you with, once again, this format of what an essay needs to look like. The only exceptions to this, no, that's fine. We're all set. So, once again, formatted essay, indented paragraphs, 12-point type, double spacing, 1-inch margins. I help you with that, class. I help you with that. And then, class, here's the breakdown of the grades we're going to have this semester. Writing from recall essay, it's going to be your first one. It's going to be a memoir. It's going to be worth 20% of your grade. Then you're going to write a profile for me, one step at a time. We're only going to deal with the memoir for the next week, so I'm going to help you with that. Profile, 20%. Evaluative essay, 20%. Proposing solutions essay, 20%. Final exam, 15%. In-class writing, 15%. So, then class, we get right into the calendar. Okay, we move right into the calendar. So within the calendar, class, if we look, we'll see that last week class was reserved for introduction to English 1301, interviews and introduction, going over the class. Now we're moving into, once again, we'll be moving into the nuts and bolts of everything. And it says here for my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday class, we'll move into these readings. Let's look at this. For the 23rd, it says here, read part 1, 7 of the handouts, and conclude introductions. I've sent you that once again. And then in bold for all of us, when we get into course policies and calendar, it says, readings from the Norton Field Guide to Writing, your textbook, are marked for the rest of the semester on the calendar, NF for Norton Field Guide. And then readings from the handouts are marked H. Okay? So, and then here's the calendar. Look through it, exactly what we're going to be doing. So for the 25th here, I've already sent you this under handouts, Memoirs, Recalling Personal Experience, 147 to 155 in the handout. So that is this. And once again, be prepared to answer the critical inquiry questions at the end of this reading. Then for the 27th, I haven't posted it yet, but there'll be another handout and then a nice big fat reading from the Norton Field Guide to Writing. And but let's go back to the 25th. Be prepared to answer the critical inquiry questions at the end of this reading. So once again, class, and that date is the 24th for my once again my online classes. So you pull up to get us started, and then I'll be posting more work, more handouts, more readings. We go to this Memoirs Recalling Personal Experience, and we see it talks about the type of writing that a memoir is. So take your time with this. This is a short handout. And then class, what we're going to get in, what I want you to be thinking about and analyzing is on page 149. We'll start on with this fantastic example of a memoir. Excuse me, class. And that is Gary Soto's Black Hair. Okay. And they tell us that here that Gary Soto is a poet and a fiction writer and an essayist. And he's the author of many collections for adults and young readers, including A Summer's Life, Baseball in April, and Buried Onions. The following selection appears in his book of essays, Living Up the Street. He is a member, once again, of the Royal Chicano Navy, a cultural group in Fresno, California, where he was born and raised. And then Gary Soto has done what you're going to do for me. I'm not expecting you to be Gary Soto, and it's not time for you to do that yet. But read his essay, Black Hair. Okay, Black Hair. And then at the end of it, about 4 pages, at the end of it, there's some critical inquiry questions on 155 on the handout that I want you to think about and take some notes on. I'm not going to pick this up for homework, but I want you to, look at this. And then while you're reading this, you start thinking, I'm going to have to write a memoir for Mr. Wells. However, we're not there yet. And I've got a lot of things to, once again, steps to put you through and to help you through, etc., etc. So, that's where we are, class. Once again, welcome to English 1301. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to talk about right quick is the deadline. So let's make this real simple here. For this first major essay, okay? So, for my section numbers 21419 and 21441, those are the classes that I'm meeting in class at the college. My 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock class, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's on a slightly different schedule than online, but we're all in the same ballpark. You are going to turn in on February 8th this essay. Okay? This essay is going to be due the 8th, February 8th. So start thinking about, once again, making that deadline. We're not there yet. And once again, you're going to hand it in a virtual pocket folder on the 8th. And all I'm going to ask for is that day when you send it in through Blackboard Messages, first draft, final draft, Writing Center verification. And this week, I will send you a memo about the Writing Center. I'm going to show you how that works out once again and talk about processing this. But remember, on the 8th, simply, what's going to be your portfolio? First draft, final draft, writing center verification. And when the time comes to grade these, each student one essay at a time, I'll check off the things. I say, wow, there's the first draft. There's the writing center verification that they sent me. Now here's the final draft. Then I will get in and assess your final draft, okay? And I will grade it for you and give it all my attention, class. So now for the online class, if we move ahead, we see that this essay, your memoir, is going to be due on the 14th. So February, it's going to be due on Valentine's Day. And once again, the same thing. And then when we take care of that first essay and portfolio, we'll move on to the next. But all we have to worry about here in this class is just taking things one step at a time. Okay? So your job right now is to be digesting, once again, these handouts. You'll know the type of essay that we're going to be working on, the memoir. This week, I will have more handouts for you. I will have more memos that are going to guide us and move us along this semester. So, I think that's a good overview of all that we're going to be doing and moving us through it this semester. Let me look at my list of everything I wanted to talk about. I think I've hit it. All right. So, once again, class, welcome to English 1301. Welcome to the El Paso Community College. It's just a fantastic place to be. There's a lot to be gained here. I've been teaching a long time at the community college, and let's have a good semester, okay? So I think we're off to a good start, and I will post this lecture to you. You'll have it today, Sunday, and I think pretty soon the Cowboys are going to play. I don't know what's happened with the Buffalo and the Bengals, which are out there. I guess are playing in the snow, but I'm in here working. Class, I'm going to leave you as they do in Ireland. We'll talk about that more in the future, but the Irish always say the times I've been there. Last time was 2018, and then I honeymooned there, and then I was there in my early 20s, and then I lived there as a young man on my mom's small farm when I was 16 years old. The Irish always say, good luck, good luck, good luck, okay? And so I'm wishing you well, and we engaged the language. I'm very happy to be here, very happy to be at the community college. We'll talk about more of those things in the future. We'll talk about culture, we'll talk about heritage, we'll talk about language, all these things that are important to El Paso, but important to all of us, no matter who we are. As some of us are first generation Americans, certainly, which I am. Okay, so excellent class. I'll leave you as the Irish always say in Ireland. They say good luck, good luck, good luck. So I'm wishing you good luck, and until the next time, have a great Sunday. Take care now. Bye-bye.